Alright, hi everyone, welcome back. This is Jones. Today I'm going to show you how to use the night shadow technique in order to checkmate your opponent. Night shadow technique is one of the way you can use it to checkmate the king, but you can use also the backs end technique. So first thing, I'm going to show you what is a night shadow technique. Night shadow technique is a knight move away from the king. If I say knight move away from the king, this is the distance between the king and your queen. So as you can see here, from here to here, that is a knight move, isn't it? That's a L shape. So now what you're gonna do is you're going to bring the queen in this square, because that's the distance between the king, and that's a knight move, isn't it? That's a knight shadow, very easy. Just bring this one here. And what is the main objective of this one? The main objective of this one is to preventing the stalemate, especially in the beginners, intermediate, and advanced level. Not an advanced level, intermediate, or this is the best way. But here, as you can see, our main goal is to bring the king here in this corner of the board. When the king is in the corner of the board, you're going to put your king in this square. You can select, but remember you need to leave two space square for the black king so he can dance. So it didn't end up with a draw. So now I'm going to show you a night shadow technique. Then let's move the king here, because that's the distance between the king. When the king moves diagonally up, you're going to move your queen diagonally up also. So either you can move here or here, but much better to move the queen here diagonally up. Then the king moves there, moving up, so you're going to move the queen here, because you need to maintain the distance. So like that one, the king here, this is the best move, not here. Better to move the queen here in this square, as you can see. And the king is still here in this rank, so just move a little bit here, because this is still the night shadow technique. Now moving up, let's bring the queen in this square, because that's the distance again from the king, and knight move away from the king. All right, let's push this one here. This is the distance between the king. And now, as you can see, when the king is in the corner of the board, now here, especially in the corner 4 corner of the board, you can't use the night shadow technique. Why? Because it will end up with the stalemate. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you need to bring the queen either in these two square, because if you're going to use the night shadow technique here, it's gonna be end up with the stalemate, isn't it? So what you're gonna do, you can bring the queen here or here, as long there's a 2 space for the king, he can move. All right, so I'm going to move my queen here, and the king keep on moving, and that's the time you're going to bring the king towards to the king, and you're going to create opposition. In this pattern, you don't need to create opposition, because this is a queen. So now it's very simple, isn't it? Then after that, you can deliver a checkmate, or you can deliver a checkmate in this 3 square. Better here in your base checkmate. Then let's review again. So now, as you can see, what is a night shadow? A night shadow is a knight moves away from the king. So I moved my queen here, because I want to create a night shadow technique. So the king moves to f4. Then I need to follow up. Still, I'm maintaining the night shadow technique, the distance between the queen and the king, and knight move away from the king, as you can see, the L shape. So now, look at this one. Then that's the time you're going to bring. And there's another one you can, let's analyze from here. So there's another one, you can use the backs end technique. Here you can bring the queen here. This is the backs in, because so what you're gonna do is you're going to make the backs smaller and smaller. So what if the king moves here? So you're going to make it smaller and smaller, isn't it? You're pushing the king in this smaller container. Now you can put the king here, but the difference between the backs end technique and the night shadow technique is you don't need to bring the king immediately in night shadow, but in a backs in you need to bring the king immediately. All right, so like this one, this is a backs in. Look at the backs, it's getting smaller and smaller. So move this one here, you can bring this one. Still you can use the night shadow technique. See, as you can see, even in backs end technique you're still using the night shadow technique. So when the moves here, still maintaining, because you want to make it, because the main objective here in the king and the queen checkmate is you need to bring the king in the corner of the board. If you're not bringing the king in the corner of the board, it's hard to checkmate your king in the middle of the board. So that's why we need to keep on pushing. Move this one here. See, as you can see, you're still using the night shadow, even though you're using a backs end technique. See, so move here, king moves here, king moves here, and moves here, and he still can deliver a checkmate. Also the same, almost backs end and night shadow technique is almost the same. And once again, this is Joan, and thank you for watching, and bye for now.